She likes the way I do the guy thing of helping her. She likes that I help her out. There are women, of course, and I respect this totally, who wouldn't like that. Well, we tell a story about the car door thing.
Right. Actually, it came up in an interview that we
were doing a podcast interview.
Talking about it. But about how the couple that we were interviewing, he said, like some women don't like when men, open doors for them and, things like that.
Because it feels demeaning.
It feels demeaning. So, well, you want to tell?
Sure,
okay.
Sure. So we were a brand new couple, we were on our second or third date or something like that. And we were going to, Judy was going to get in my car. And she, I went to the driver's side. I was driving and she went, and she said, "Oh, do you open the door, for," so I said, "Oh, would you like that?" And she said, "Yes." And ever since then, 20 years later, I'm still opening the car door for her. People look at me in parking lots, women especially look at me in parking lots and say, "You're good." And it's funny because in my earlier relationship, let's just put it that way, that would have been something, I don't even know this for sure, but I'm pretty sure that my ex would have found that offensive. Offensive may be too strong a word. She certainly wouldn't have wanted it. It would have been felt perhaps a bit demeaning. I totally respect that attitude, by the way, from women who would feel that way.
And honestly, it's more complicated. There's the kind of political sensibility that it would be demeaning. Mm-hmm. But I think now in the 2020s, it's less about it being demeaning and more about the internal discomfort that many women have with receiving that kind of care and attention, because the only way to open the door well is to always have a certain level of attention on your woman in the passenger seat as part of parking the car, to prioritize her and get up and go around so she's not sitting in the car for too long waiting for you to open the door. Like there's just a level of attention, which I think is the thing that is uncomfortable as a general phenomenon. The women who don't want the door opened, I think the number who are driven by a kind of sense of equality and egalitarianism is actually much smaller now than it used to be, and
That's
it's much more of an issue.
Thought of that. Yeah.
I mean, obviously I can open my own doors. I just like when he opens it for me. It's just like another nice thing that he does for me. So that's how I look at it.
Yeah.
Yes, but there's a way in which it's uncomplicated for you to receive nice things from your husband, which are not, I'm going to say it this way. I think it's the difference between being in a relationship because you need to be versus you want to be. And even though at the beginning, it typically feels like wanting to be, it's a very beautiful thing decades in to feel like, no, I'm here because I want to be, not just because we made that decision and it's a done deal.
Right.
Yeah. And that is a lot about, I mean, not to get all behavioristic, but that is a lot about being rewarded a lot, I mean, that just things, I was telling this to a couple not long ago, just that sense that my sense is when you're in the kitchen and I'm in the kitchen, you need something from a high shelf. We both know perfectly well you are entirely capable and competent of getting a step stool, but I'm the taller one, the guy, right? The masculine thing. And I get a kick out of being able to reach the stuff for her, and she smiles at me. And it's that stuff. It's just these constant little rewards for being who we are, where we both seem to like that. You know that I like that in you, that you like that in me. You know what I mean? It's sort of continual reward cycle. And again, to get all behavioristic, but we keep reinforcing that sense of joy. And that's what, it tilts. Well, the other metaphor that couples therapists often use is, the emotional bank account metaphor. And it just keeps making deposits in there so that when you have to make the occasional withdrawal, there's plenty of balance.